On your left.
Thanks for the ride, Uncle
Now,
Ben.
wait a minute, Peter. We need to talk. Anymore. You shirk your chores. You have all those weird experiments in your room. You start fights at school.
I didn't start that fight. I told you that.
Well, you sure as hell finished.
What was I supposed to do? Run away?
No, you're not supposed to run away. But Pete, look, you're changing. I know. I went through exactly the same thing at your age.
No, not exactly.
Peter, these are the years when a man changes into the man he's going to become the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into. This guy Flash Thompson, he probably deserved that. But just because you can be, doesn't give you the right to. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Peter! Peter!
Peter!
Peter!
Assemble.
I am inevitable. And I am Iron Man.
I am Iron Man, getting my ass kicked by Batman. Sorry, couldn't resist after that intro. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Marvelous Discussions. So today we are going to be reviewing Deadpool 2 because in 1 week from today will be Deadpool and Wolverine. So let's just get right to it. Please welcome as I bring on my co-host for the show, Socks Bulletins. How are you, man?
What's up, all? Oh, nice to be back. We're going to talk about some Deadpool 2. Getting ready for Deadpool 3 or Deadpool Wolverine. But today we talk about Deadpool 2, and I get to watch my boy Cable just constantly smack up and beat up good old Deadpool around the corner. I love it every second of the way. Side note, Deadpool has never beat Cable in the comics. Deadpool's never beat Cable in the movie. Cable's way better than Deadpool in every single way there is. So there you go. There's your little side note for today.
But you know who Cable would not be able to beat? Batman.
Don't go there. Don't go there, man. Don't go there. We will get into our own. Don't go there. I'm telling you, do not go there. Do not go there. Hey, Linda.
What up, Linda? Okay, well, I trust that you're the real Linda, so we'll give.
Yeah.
Oh my
it
God! I'm
is.
sorry. I
It
almost
is.
hid Linda. I meant to add her as a mod. They put those two like right above each
It's all
other.
right.
Close call there. Close call. So, anyway, you know what? Let's just get started. Let's get right to it. So, before we do the review, we had a little teaser that came out today. Wait, oh my God, how did I not proofread this before starting the show? My God, it's been a crazy week for me. Okay, Lady Deadpool. So, I gotta say, Sox, this teaser was a lot more. This one felt a lot more like Deadpool than some of the previous trailers. Like a lot of the trailers in the past felt a lot more serious. This one felt the most like a Deadpool teaser.
Yeah, but it falls in the same category of how goofy Deadpool in his world truly is, which it works for him, so it's all good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not complaining. I'm just commenting that because like I was wondering how like Deadpool and Wolverine was going to be because it felt like all these trailers were felt a lot more serious than Deadpool normally is. So it'll be really interesting to see. And like seeing like Hugh Jackman a lot more comedic because you don't normally see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine this comedic, but it's kind of like what Mikey Sutton compared to the Arrow Flash crossover, the first one, where it was basically like that, where Arrow's a more serious show and Flash is the less serious show. So the crossover, you kind of get a mix of the tones, and that's what you're gonna get in this movie because Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, is a lot more serious of a character than Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, that's how that is even in the comics. It's always been that way. Deadpool's always been a loudmouth, where Wolverine has always been, rough around the edges, serious-minded type of character, man.
Exactly, and I'm really it's gonna be really interesting to see how that dynamic goes down. Like I'm really excited to see how it's gonna be really interesting. But it was definitely like that little banter. Like I love that banter where he's talking about his toupee and he's like no one knows and Wolverine's like everyone knows.
I still like the scene in the diner where Wolverine tells him, "Can you put your mask back on?" It's something where he says it's where Deadpool says it's hard to eat with it on. It's hard not to eat. It's hard to eat when it's not on. And I just started laughing when I saw that one.
And that's what I'm really excited for. I'm really excited to see that banter. And, we got to talk about it. Lady Deadpool, not in it a lot. I mean, yeah. I kind of titled this section Lady Deadpool, so we got to talk about her a little bit. But it's interesting. So, no face reveal. And what up? We got Zach. Oh, sorry. Sin Havoc in the chat.
What'd you do back then? Did you block Hydra for some reason?
We're not addressing anything live. But I'll just...
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
So, yeah, no problem. But anyway, what are your thoughts on Lady Deadpool?
I like it, man. I like the fact that we don't know who it is at first. That's Kevin Feige obviously doing that. He's saving the surprises for the time is right. That's his MO. That's how he's always done things, which I'm fine with because the one thing about trailers, sometimes these studios will put out a trailer and they'll show you everything. I mean, why go to the movie to see it if you've already seen everything? We've already seen stuff like that happen in the past, but Feige ain't like that. Feige, he'll give you little bits and pieces here and there. He knows what to do and what to show and what not to show. And I credit Feige. Feige knows what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. There are times where I've said that the MCU should have rebooted after Endgame because I mean they've had some good moments. I'm saying they've had some good movies, but we haven't gotten the consistently good quality that we've had pre-Endgame. I mean, I've had some issues with some of the pre-Endgame movies too, but like
Sure.
there's definitely a difference in quality between before Endgame and after Endgame. You have some good ones, mind you.
Yeah.
You definitely do. No Way Home. And then whatever you thought of these movies, Multiverse of Madness and Guardians 3 made money.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping
I
that
like
this
those
one,
movies.
this Deadpool Wolverine will feel more like, again, finding a way to pick up and give us a good story. Because that's what I really want to see. I want to see another good story.
Well, like I always said, man, when it comes to franchises, I don't care what franchise it is. It could be Marvel, it could be DC, it could be Star Wars. It's a franchise. Every franchise has its ups and downs. It happens that way. For some odd reason, people sometimes get lazy or not consistent with their storytelling. It happens. It happens to Doctor Who. It's happening to Doctor Who, James Bond, Marvel. Hopefully, at one point or another, somebody wakes up and says, hey, man, we're losing money here. We're losing our creativity here. We got to fix this and get this back on track. It happens. It really
Well,
does.
here's my...
And
Go on.
go ahead.
Oh, okay. So basically, because I think of the MCU a lot like a TV show, like a very expensive TV show, because it's like all the MCU movies are basically episodes that you have to see for the next one to make sense. And like any TV show that goes on for too long, you notice a decline in quality. Supernatural. Love that show. I love that show for the first 5 seasons.
Sure.
They had a good 5-season plan. After season 5, they still continued. It was not as good. And I watched the last 10 seasons, and there were some moments in it, but overall, I'm thinking the show should have ended in season 5, particularly because Sam and Dean Winchester become villains after season 5. But that's a whole nother rant. But you get my point, though.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely like The Simpsons. When The Simpsons first started in 1989, it was good for years. And then Conan O'Brien left, and he was one of the main writers of the show, and he got his own late night TV show, and then it just declined. And my father was a huge Simpsons fan when it first started, but after a while, he said they should have ended this show a long time ago because it just became garbage. I mean, and he was right. And The Simpsons is still on to this day.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't watched The Simpsons in over 12, 13 years.
And, well, the characters sound horrible now. Like, Marge sounds horrible, and Mr. Burns and Smithers don't sound great. I mean, I haven't seen too much of it, but I've seen clips of it. And here's the thing. And again, the actors are getting older. And, that makes sense. That's with age. But to me, that's just a sign that it's time to end the show. That's all I'm saying. Is that it had a great run for 8 seasons, and then it had a not as great run. And then, it's what we call zombie Simpsons. And that's the thing with the MCU, and that's why I'll be honest, that's why part of me wishes they rebooted after Endgame, because I feel like that's, they had a great story, they told their story, and they definitely struggled to pick up afterwards. They had some good moments. I'm not going to take away the good they've done, but the overall flow has not been there. So I'm really hoping for this one to be a success.
There was an interview, I think it came out from Feige some years ago. I don't know if it was Feige yet or it was Iger. I'm going to say Feige, but don't quote me on that. When Endgame ended, they knew they were going to have to rebuild everything back up again, because Endgame was the ending of the Infinity Saga, right? So they had to start a whole new saga. So that's why they supposedly went into streaming, and they were going to build that up from the streaming shows, which go into the movies to lead that up, which is kind of like, it really don't make too much sense, because then they came out later on and said, well, you don't have to watch this show if you want to watch this movie. You don't have to watch this movie if you want to watch this show. So then it's like, you're throwing me a curveball here.
Exactly. Like, Multiverse of Madness doesn't make sense if you haven't watched WandaVision.
Right.
The show with the abuse enabler, which, again, not making light. Yeah. That really pissed me off with Monica in WandaVision. But I digress. Yeah. But anyways, with this teaser, though, There's actually a theory that Lady Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds. I heard a theory somewhere. It might have been Leon of the New Geeks who said this. I could be wrong, so don't go like saying, "Ooh, Bat Dance absolutely said this." No, I could remember wrong. So,
I mean, if it is, it is. I'm not gonna, get upset about it. It's a scene in the film. I'm gonna lose any sleep over it. I'm not gonna get mad about it. It is what it is. I don't care. As long as it fits in the contents of the story of the film, I'm fine with it.
but Sin Havoc, didn't both Benedict Cumberbatch and Chadwick Boseman do What If? I mean, well, that's animation, though. I guess it's not quite the same
Yeah,
as
they
a
both
live
did.
action. It's live action. And, well, no, I guess some of those shows were filmed before Chadwick Boseman died. So, okay, it's not Ryan Reynolds. And
Right.
I trust Sin Havoc, so... And I really like the dog. I don't know, I'm always such a sucker for animals. Dog dressed in a
And you
costume.
better never watch. If you're a sucker for animals and love dogs, don't ever watch the original Toxic Avenger movie. Then you won't like it.
Okay, I'll put it like this. And when I watch any kind of like monster movie, horror movie, whatever, you could kill 5, 10, 20 people in a movie. I could care less. But you kill one dog, and I'm like, no!
Then don't ever watch the Toxic Avenger then.
Exactly. Okay. I won't do. But what I noticed is that in this teaser too is that Negasonic long ass name and Yukio, her girlfriend, were in the trailer, but I'm wondering, is Colossus going to be in this movie?
We don't know who's going to be in this movie. I mean, it's gotten to the point now, it's like we have a better chance of guessing who may not be in the film than found out a couple months ago.
Well, you know,
that they did some reshoots for this movie just to add more cameos into this film.
right. There's going to be a lot of surprises in this one. Well, hopefully. I mean, I expected more cameos in Multiverse of Madness, and, well, definitely let my expectations get up too high with that one. So, and yeah, I know COVID definitely affected some stuff. I think I think Falcon Winter Soldier, there was like a pandemic storyline even they had to completely axe. Which is actually funny playing a Spider-Man PS5 game or PS4 game after COVID. It's like, man, that game really predicted COVID.
Yeah, they did.
Huh, really? Oh, I'll be damned. Okay. Well, anyway, any other thoughts on this teaser before we move on?
Nope, just one more week to go, boy, and we're gonna be having a good time seeing this movie because I know I got my ticket ready. I'm ready to go.
Same here. So now let's get right to it, and we're gonna jump straight to the top dog in this movie, and the main character, not necessarily your favorite character, but the main character of this movie,
right?
Deadpool. What were your thoughts
right.
on Wade Wilson in this movie?
I liked him, man. Deadpool 2, for some reason, gets a lot of flack for not being as good as the first one. But I gotta tell you, back then, I think Deadpool 2 was just as good as the first film. I actually enjoyed this movie a lot. I could sit there and watch part 2 as many times as I watched part 1. I have no problem with part 2 whatsoever. I liked how this all started out with this film.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, really, Sin Havoc? Oh, okay. I think personally, Sydney Sweeney should be Felicia Hardy, Black Cat for Spider-Man 4, but that's just my opinion. Because she looks like Felicia Hardy to me, but that's just my thought.
Oh yeah, I know.
Two
There's that
versions
super
of
duper
Deadpool.
cut. I tried to find it on Disney Plus, but they didn't put the extended cut. I know there's that scene where Deadpool tries to kill baby Hitler, but there's a section for post credit scene, so we'll talk about that later, actually. So, anyways, but
Right.
yeah, I mean Deadpool himself, I really do like in this movie. Again, Ryan Reynolds always kills it as Deadpool. I love his charm. I love his charisma. I love just little scenes like where he's in the wheelchair, the X-Men mansion, and he knocks over a statue. I just love the line, "Those were already broken after they fell." Just he's like not even trying to hide the fact that he caused the damage.
Or when he's like, there's one part in there where he says, "How come there's only this mansion is so big and there's no X-Men in here?" It's something to do with that Fox couldn't afford another mutant to be in this movie or something.
Well, I mean, turns out they could afford like 6 to be in this cameos in this movie. Well, one cameo was 6 I think it was 5 to 6. I didn't count all that. But well, apparently that cameo was actually filmed during Dark Phoenix.
Right. Oh God, that movie. Ugh.
Well, we're eventually going to cover that movie. Eventually, not now, but
I'll be sick
But
that day.
I'll say this with Deadpool 2. My God. Leave the DC universe alone, okay? The Martha scene is not that hard to understand. You just can't be a complete dumbass.
That was funny.
I mean, okay, it was funny. I mean, even though I am a Snyder fan, I do have a sense of humor. And then the so dark where you... Go on.
Go ahead. Well, to me, as long as the joke is done in a certain way where I could find it good and not like as a joke, as in the put down Snyderverse, which I don't think that's reverse. I think it's just being a little goofy, and I'm fine with that. It's cool with me.
Yeah, and I'm fine. I was being a little dramatic earlier. Really, in all honesty, I'm fine with it. Because, again, you got to have a sense of humor about this stuff. And I did love the line, "So dark, are you sure you're not from the DC universe?" Just another little... I mean, that's true. I mean, at the time that movie came out, DC had a darker tone than Marvel did. Now, not so much, but at the time...
Well, you're right. As a diehard MCU fan, even I had to say, at the time, Snyderverse was way more darker than the MCU. I mean, there are certain things in the MCU, like I know had, I won't say darker, but they had certain darker tones, in their films. Not all, but in certain films, like Winter Soldier, even Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 had a dark. If you look at a certain tone in Guardians 2, the whole child kidnapping situation, or and turning children into batteries, like what's his name? Peter Quill's father said, but right, but and then you can do darker tones, in a type of a PG-13 comedy, and people sometimes it goes right past their head. They don't even see it. I pick up on these things pretty fast. But where DC, the Snyderverse, there was blatant darkness there. You definitely saw it. There was no getting, it was not underhanded whatsoever. It's right there in your face, which I appreciate that, because it was their universe, and they're trying to be different compared to the MCU, which I'm fine with that. Don't be the exact same thing as your company. Be different, but also be better, which will make the other company better, which is a great competition against each other. That's how that works.
And I also see, with some of the decline in the MCU, I actually kind of blame Warner Brothers too, because Warner Brothers, every time they had the chance to beat more power with Marvel, they dropped the ball. So DC was not as good, which means Marvel didn't have to try as hard. Like, that's the thing. Yeah. Marvel fans should want DC to do well. DC fans should want Marvel to do well, because it helps your product.
But unfortunately, my friend, there is a biased hate I'm in a minority, but I like Dark Phoenix. Hey, if you like that movie Qatar, enjoy it. I will never tell you anything different about it. You have every right to like whatever film you like. More power to you. I would never tell you what film you should like or dislike. If you love that movie, if you really care for it, by all means, man, support it and enjoy it. You had that right, and I give you your respect for it.
House of M. Who's that, Socks?
Oh, 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 God. Oh, yeah, that's a major storyline in Marvel where Wanda had a breakdown. You're gonna love this bad thing because I know Wanda being the nutcase that she is. Let's be real. Even in the comics, Wanda's a bit on the cuckoo side in a lot of ways. Well, she causes this massive storyline, and where she warps reality, if I remember correctly. And Magneto is like the leader of the world, and it's a long storyline, but at the end of the storyline, House of M comes around where she goes, no more mutants, and wipes out the entire mutant race, like 198 mutants left. So she is one is a bit on the. I'm trying to be decent here. Seeing happens like, no, she's crazy. She's gone cuckoo for cocoa.
Oh, you don't have to
So
be decent.
there you
Well,
go.
I'll put it like this. I'm fine to go with that storyline as long as you don't make excuses for her. My issue with WandaVision is that she was a villain, but they kept making excuses for her. Whereas Multiverse of Madness said, no, fuck that. She's a villain.
That storyline was actually really good, but the fallout afterwards kind of like a little shady to me because I didn't like the fallout because I'm an old school Chris Claremont fan, the way he wrote the X-Men. And later on, when Bendis took over a lot of this crap, Bendis is a horrible, horrible writer, by the way. The X-Men went to the Avengers in a comic and said, we want to put Wanda on trial for what she did. The Avengers said, no, we'll deal with it. The X-Men said, no, she's a mutant. She wiped out half our people. We're putting her on trial for what she did. The Avengers got in the way of it, and they stopped the X-Men from doing what they wanted to do. Later on, the X-Men was protecting Hope, which is another mutant that Cable brought back from the future into the present, and it was going to be a storyline where Hope was going to become the next Phoenix, and the Avengers came to the X-Men and said, we need to take Hope and bring her with us, fight for, put her on trial. You told us no. Get the hell off our island, Steve. And that caused a whole Avengers X-Men fight. I know too much about this stuff.
You keep forgetting that Wanda's a mutant. Because I'm so used to Wanda mostly Wanda because I got to see Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, but Wanda I've only really seen in the MCU where she's not a mutant because at the time she was not allowed to be a mutant, and I guess Marvel's going to go the multiverse route instead of retconning it. So, but yeah, that'll be interesting. But any other thoughts on Deadpool's character?
Wanda. Do I have to refresh? Yeah, probably me.
Let's pull up some comments while we wait. Okay, well, I wait for Socks to get back. But yeah, I really do love Deadpool's character in this movie, though, because I love that he hides his compassion in all his quirks. Like he did care about that kid Russell. Is that as comedic as he got, he does have a heart, and I love seeing that. I love that he does care, that he does have a soft spot that you don't really see a lot. And you back, Socks?
All right.
Okay. So, any other thoughts of Deadpool's character in this movie?
Let's see. Deadpool. I know I've heard of them, but I don't really know them all together. So I don't read Deadpool on a monthly basis.
But like Deadpool, but overall though, I just think like Ryan Reynolds is just always great as Deadpool, always great as Wade Wilson. I love his charisma, I love his comedy, I love the way, I love all that stuff. He's such a great guy. And Ryan Reynolds definitely born to play Deadpool. I'm glad he got his redemption after his first appearance as Deadpool, if you can call that Deadpool.
Yeah. This is
I can't
near or bad thing.
Well, I don't know if I have a favorite character in Deadpool right now. I would say Deadpool himself, and actually, I think I know Sox's answer. It's
Cable.
perfect transition. So, I'll let you start off with this, Sox. What are your thoughts on Cable in this movie?
Josh Brolin captured what I like about Cable. That is Cable.
Did you say Josh Brolin?
Yes.
Thanos. Oh my God, he called him.
Yes.
That explains why he called him Thanos earlier.
Right.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
I mean, Thanos is a big purple guy. I don't necessarily, I'm not going to recognize the actor.
Oh my God. Anyway, oh Lord. Yes, Cable is Thanos. Thank you, Curry Ray. You're right. I now an argument can be made that Josh Brolin wasn't as big as Cable in the comics. Because in the comics, Cable was like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, look at Hugh Jackman. He's 6 foot something, and Wolverine is 5'3" in the comics. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Semantics. Anyway, but he captured the persona right. That's how Nathan is. Cable ain't nothing to mess with, dude. He ain't no joke. He is not a joke. Nathan Christopher Charles Summers, aka Cable, aka the Scanny Son, the chosen one. You don't want to mess with this dude, man.
Oh yeah, definitely not. And I could tell in this movie too. And I'm gonna say this too with actors, you can't. The problem with live action, or the challenge with it, is that with comics you're not going to get perfect translations because there's an actor who probably could capture the personality perfectly, but that's just how he looks. He can't take a growth potion and make himself bigger. But you might have someone who's the size of Cable, but he just can't capture the personality. I'd rather just have someone a little short who captures the personality.
Physically wise, the guy I think that actually looks like Cable, physically wise, is the guy that plays Reacher, Alan Richmond, from the TV show Reacher on Amazon.
Oh, okay,
He looks like Cable, physically wise to a T. I know he doesn't like Marvel movies. He doesn't like the MCU at all. Some people want him to be the next Batman. I can see it. Some people want him to be the next. What was it? He could be Aquaman. He looks like Aquaman. I know he played Aquaman in Smallville at one point, right? But to me, physically wise, he looks like Cable. To an exact T, has the same body structures as Cable does. But that's just my thought process on that whole situation.
But I love Cable as a character in this movie. I love, again, you see, it's kind of like a similar determination from the X-Men animated series, is that he's coming back from the future to save the past, or going back to the past to save the future. And you see that here, and I love his dilemma, is that, they give the baby Hitler dilemma, is that if you have a chance to kill baby Hitler, would you do it? And it's that same dilemma here, is that Cable wants to kill Russell before he does anything bad, but it makes sense why, because Russell turns into a killer and kills his family, kills his entire family. And I love Cable's determination throughout that entire movie.
Yeah. I love the fight scene between Cable and Deadpool in that prison when Cable's out there at Russell. And Cable is just not holding back, man. And I'm like thinking to myself, You already don't know what you're going up against here. You literally need to get out of his way.
Yeah, exactly. But Deadpool's too cocky to do that.
And Deadpool got his ass whipped for getting in his way.
Yep, exactly. Don't mess with Cable. Because unless you're Batman,
Right.
you cannot beat Cable.
Yeah, Batman wouldn't be able to survive on his best day against Cable.
Oh no, Batman. Against Batman, Cable would be down on his knees begging, "Oh, please, please, Batman, don't hurt me anymore. You win, please." That's what Cable would be going against Batman.
No. Until I see Batman take down Apocalypse by himself, it ain't gonna happen. Yeah,
He
good
took
luck
down
with that
Hulk
one,
by
buddy.
himself.
Let's keep going. I'm not backing down on this one, pal. That was Savage Hulk. Let him take down Immortal Hulk. That's what he does there.
He would win because he's Batman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see him go up against Immortal Hulk. How about Earth-shattering Earthbreaker Hulk? Let's go up against let's go up against Devil
All
Hulk.
Batman
Try
has
that
to
one.
do is trick Hulk into hitting himself. That's all he has to do. Gets on his face, jumps out of the way before Hulk hits him, and then boom, Hulk punches his own face. That's all Batman needs to do.
He couldn't even beat Mr. Fitz at Hulk.
Yeah, he could. I'm sure Qatar agrees.
This is going to turn into the Batman versus Sock comedy hour.
Exactly. he took on Darkseid. He took on Darkseid, so he could definitely beat Cable. And you know,
Galactus beat Darkseid. So what's the beef here? I don't understand the situation.
Wait, who you're saying beat Darkseid?
Hell, even Destro beat Batman. Destro beat Batman twice in the same issue. And then Green Arrow beat Deathstroke later on. So there you go.
Batman would, and then Batman also
Green Arrow's better than
Batman would beat Cable. All Batman needs is his cable-proof spray. That's all he needs. There's
no such thing as a cable-proof spray, you fool.
Yeah, there is.
He's a fucking dick. He's a fucking dick.
That's all you need. He just pulls out his cable-proof spray, sprays Cable, and he's down.
It's so stupid. It's just too funny. I can't even get mad. It's just too damn funny.
Okay, anyway, I guess Sox had another internet issue, so we'll just kind of go on for a little bit until he gets back. Hopefully his StreamYard stops misbehaving right now, but yeah, I really do love Cable in this movie, and I love, again, same thing with Deadpool, I love that you have that hidden compassion with him, too, is that he went back in time and saved Deadpool. He saved Wade Wilson. He didn't have to do that. He sacrificed seeing his family for it, but he considered Deadpool a friend. And, I think Sox, you're not networking, Sox?
You're a dick, sir. You are a dick.
I don't know what you're talking
I love you,
about.
Bad Dan.
Anyway.
I love you. I love you, Bad Dan, but you are a dick.
Anyway, what are your thoughts on Cable? What are some more thoughts on Cable? You love this character, so I want to hear more.
I do. I do, because I like the fact that they really captured his persona right. That's just how he was. They really captured his persona right, and that's what is the most important. If you can capture the persona of the character right for the movie you're in, hopefully the story is good, because that's what it really comes down to. As long as the story is good, then I'll watch it. If the story is crap, then we got a problem. But he captured the character right, just like Reynolds captured Deadpool right, and the story's good. It's solid to me. I had no problem with it. And Cable had a legitimate reason why he wanted to go in the past, or his past, which is Deadpool's present, to kill this kid, because this kid grows up, gets a taste of what he did, and he kills, Cable's family, which is his wife and Hope. And it's really messed up, but that's what he did. And I liked how Ryan Reynolds had to try to reason with Cable and explain to him, just give me a couple of seconds to deal with this. And Cable will listen to it,
30
So, yeah,
seconds.
I enjoyed it a lot.
And
Yeah,
it's just how
it
there were
worked.
moments where Cable could be comedic too, like when Cable tracked him down to Lionel's apartment and was like looking at his baby legs. And just seeing again Cable, this serious character, having a bit of a comedic reaction.
He doesn't crack a lot of jokes even in the comics. He's very always serious minded, but there are times where once in a while something might come, slip out a little bit. Once in a great while, depending on who's the writer or whatever. And you can do that as long as you don't make him a goof like how Deadpool is, which is not an insult towards Deadpool. That's just how he is. That's how he's supposed to be. So it's understandable.
Well, it's like Batman and Green Arrow. Batman's serious, Green Arrow's funny. Not like how Arrow did it, but
yeah.
It's
and I'm a huge Green Arrow fan. I always like Green Arrow.
Oh, really? Well, maybe I might bring on if you ever need a rant about Arrow, about how much that show sucked at certain points.
I stopped watching Green Arrow after probably maybe the third or fourth season. I can't remember. It's been too long because they were turning Green Arrow on that show into Batman, and I didn't like it. And I like Batman, but Green Arrow was not Batman. And it bothered me because I like Oliver. I will go on record and I'll say this. I will say this. Green Arrow is the best Archer in all of comics, including on Indiana Marvel. I'll say that. I'm saying that because I know the potential of how good Green Arrow is. I think he's even better than Hawkeye. And I like Hawkeye, but I gotta look at Green Arrow like, yeah, that guy's good. That guy's good.
Oh, damn. Hearing that from Socks.
Yeah.
But any more thoughts on Cable before we move on to the next topic?
No, we can move on.
Okay. Russell Firefist. Did I spell Russell right? I swear, there's only one L in Russell. Oh, okay. Because I don't have a track record with spelling on this show, on this channel, apparently. So I will say this though. Like that home that Russell was in, One Punch Dan definitely needs to visit, because if there's one thing that pisses me off, if you hurt children, you're scum of the earth. And honestly, I rooted for Wade Wilson killing those guys. Fuck Colossus.
Yeah. Well, Colossus, he doesn't believe in killing. He like Nightcrawler of the X-Men. There was what I would consider the heart of the team. They don't want to cross that line. They're not like Wolverine or Deadpool or Cable or certain other characters. They don't want to go to that level, and I understand it. That's who they are. I get it. They just had that way about them. Do you agree with it? I don't know. It depends on how you feel about a situation, how you feel about a character. That's fine. You can't write every single character the same way. Nobody wants to see 100 different Deathstrokes or 100 different Punishers. It's because if you write the same character the same way, there's no individuality. Everything's the same. It gets boring. You gotta have something different. You gotta try to make something different. Give each character its own personality.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes it interesting, is to not see the same character over and over again. But still, though, just saying, as a decent human, and we'll talk about. I guess we'll talk about Colossus later on. But I just wanted to rant about this home real quick since we're on the Russell topic. But I really did love Russell in this movie. He's just another great character, and I really felt his dilemmas, that he was abused as a kid, and it makes sense that he would want to lash out. I mean, let's be honest here. Can any one of us say that we would not be we would do what Russell was doing in his situation? Can we really say that for sure?
No, you can't say that for sure because you don't know how you would be unless you're put into a situation that, you know, let's be real. Sometimes anger gets the best of all of us, and we may say things or do things that we come back later on to either regret, or in some cases, some of us, not all of us, but there are some out there that actually enjoy hurting others, and that's a whole other nightmare I don't want to deal with. But you don't know. You know, it's easy to say, well, I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. You don't know what you would do. Hell, you might do something even way worse.
What up, Bishop?
Hey, Bishop.
Exactly. And that's why I can't blame Russell for what he does in this movie. Is that, and then when Wade said what he said about him, he was hurt. His only friend betrayed him as far as he was concerned, and his only crime, really, at the end of the day, was killing the people who abused him his entire life. And yeah, unfortunately, got the taste for it. But that's, it kind of goes back to Batman's rule. Why some versions of Batman why you don't kill, because the instant you kill, you get the taste for it. It's once you do something once, it's easy to do it a second time.
Let's see what Qatar here says. Russell, Firefist. This is the kid created by Louise Simonson in the comments. I didn't know she created him. I know she created Cable. Now, here's a little thing that's going to piss off Rob Liefeld fans. I got to go into this. I met Louise Simonson at Comic-Con one year, many, many years ago. And going back to 1991, this is way, way back in the day, when Cable was first created, Louise Simonson was actually watching the movie The Terminator. This is true. She was watching the movie The Terminator, and she wanted to create a brand new character. So she took the character of Kyle Reese and The Terminator and put them together and created Cable, right? Her artist at the time on New Mutants was Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld is a stinking thief in the world of comic book creating, okay, and comic books altogether. He's worked for Marvel, DC, Image, other things. He's just a thief, a very bad thief. Bob Harris at the time was an editor on the X-Men books. Bob Harris is the guy that signed Rob Liefeld to Marvel Comics. Rob Liefeld was the artist for New Mutants. Louise Simonson was writing New Mutants. She created the character Cable. She was not an artist. She was the writer. She told it to her artist, which is Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld took it to Bob Harris and said, I created this character. It's mine. Which basically forced Louise Simonson out altogether not too long after. For years, Rob Liefeld Rob Liefeld claimed that he created Cable. It wasn't until maybe early 2000s where Rob Liefeld was coming back to Marvel, and Joe Quesada was then editor-in-chief, told Rob Liefeld, if you want to come back to Marvel to do work here, you need to tell the world that you and Louise Simonson created Cable, not just you. He finally admitted to the truth. It was a co-creation of the character because he did draw it, but she did come up with the idea of it. And I've been saying for years, Louise Simonson created Cable. Now, Nate, hold on. There's a little bit more backstory to this, and we'll get off this thing because I know I'm going into a rant, and I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Summers, which is later Cable, he created Nathan Summers as a baby. So it was a combination of Claremont, Louise, and Rob. But I don't ever want to sit there and try to give any type of acknowledgement to Rob Liefeld because he's an asshole and a thief, and he's ripped off a lot of people in the business, and he's ripped off. He has done a lot of horrible things in the comic book industry. Rob Liefeld, Bob Harris, yeah, very bad people, very, very bad people. Okay, in rant.
I love you, Socks. But it's important to call this stuff out. It is.
Yeah.
But anyway, now don't know how to not awkwardly transition, so we're just gonna go right to it. But
okay.
Yeah, and I just like the actor who plays him too, and I love how they kind of make a joke about how like superheroes, all these famous superheroes are always good looking. They're never fat. They're always models basically, which is kind of unrealistic. Like, I mean, why do superpowers only affect attractive people? Why do only attractive people get superpowers? It's like never ugly people unless they're villains.
You've never seen the Morlocks, have you?
Okay, there's exceptions to the rules, but you know what I mean though.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean the kid understood his points exactly. And hey, anyone who can hurt someone with a pen is a badass in my opinion.
Or kill somebody with a pencil. He killed him with a pencil. John Wick. He killed him with a pencil.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna
Yeah,
make this.
yeah, there's another one. Yeah, there's another one, yeah.
So yeah. But any other thoughts about Russell in this movie?
No, I not really. No.
Colossus. I really love him. I love how they kind of portray him as like as a lover of Deadpool. I mean, I know like they weren't actually lovers, but there was a lot of allegories to it.
My only issue with Colossus is because he can change, dude. He doesn't have to be in his armored form all the time. He can go back to being regular Peter. You know, he doesn't. That whole idea, you don't see him switching back to normal to, regular size, regular Peter, to me is stupid. I mean, and he does not eat while he's in his armored form. That makes no sense to me. No, it does not happen that way, But maybe it's a budget situation. I don't know.
Still, though, wouldn't the budget be saved if they had him change off screen?
They should have, because Peter, he doesn't. He's not Colossus in his steel form 24/7. Just doesn't happen that way.
I mean, again, I'm not really familiar with Colossus. I mean, I only knew when it was actually funny because when I was watching X-Men the animated series, I was like, "Wait, Colossus can change back?" Because I knew he didn't in Deadpool.
Yeah.
But other than that, what did you think of Colossus in this movie?
I had no problem with him. I like Colossus. I've always been a fan of his character, ever since I've been reading the comics, man. I have no problem with Colossus. I just know he is not a killer like Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler's not a killer, and that's fine. I'm not suggesting he should be. You're established a certain way. You should be, written a certain way, and you can change certain things around or, improve on certain things over the years, and that's fine. That's one thing, but I don't like. I never want Colossus to kill somebody, and I like the way how he is.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that.
Qatar, there was a point to inform is when he's injured. That is true. That actually did happen in the comics, but they never established that in the movies.
But, I mean, there's a lot of backstory with Colossus. I mean, this is a brand new story. This is a brand new timeline. So, anything can happen. But, I just love Colossus. Again, though, I love how... I love how they kind of, like, Deadpool treats him like an ex-lover, like the girlfriend who broke his heart. The way that he plays the radio in a romantic form for him.
Hey, he got that from a movie called there's a movie he got that from. With what's the guy's name? It's a movie from the Say Anything. He copied that from a movie called Say Anything, where John what's his name? The actor held up a boombox to get the girl's attention. That same song, that's from a movie from the 80s. Have you ever seen that movie, Say Anything?
Never even heard of it. I've just seen that beatboxing parodied in other shows and movies.
God, I am getting old. I swear to God, he is not my age bracket. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're about 20 years older than me, I think. But I have gray hair if that makes you feel better.
Hey, my hair's not gray at all. Thank you. That did make me feel better. Yay!
Wait, your hair's not gray? I thought your hair was gray.
My hair is perfectly blonde, sir.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could see how that. Okay. But I also just love though how Colossus is a friend to Wade Wilson, being there for when his girlfriend, or I guess it was his girlfriend. I don't know if they proposed yet. So being there for his girlfriend when she died, or being there for Wade when his girlfriend died, being a good friend to him and helping him in his time of need. Colossus really is. You can tell Colossus really is a gentle giant in this movie too, just like he was in the last one. Does this make you feel better?
Yes, because Bishop is in my age bracket. He's probably around the same age as me. We are elders to you, minor boy.
Wait, really, Bishop? Oh, damn. Wow, okay. That one kind of shocked
He
me a
has
little
hair.
bit.
He looks like... I
Well,
thought he
he
had hair. I've been seeing hair on his...
It could be a
I'm
wig.
lost now.
My guess is
I'm
it's
not
a wig.
saying
Is what he's
that.
saying.
I'm not saying that.
No, that's what I'm saying. If he's saying that he doesn't really have hair, so
I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
hey, he's the one who brought it up live. But anyway, let's get back on track now. I'm sorry, people. Socks and I
respect Bishop too much to say anything about.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to be bald soon. There's nothing. I don't consider it an insult. But anyway, let's get back on topic.
I still have a lushy full of hair. My hair flows with the wind.
I'm telling you guys. So if this is your first time watching the show, Socks and I get off topic quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, damn, learn something new every day.
Right.
And I love though how Colossus though was able to eventually beat Juggernaut.
Which, yeah, he did. Yeah. I have no problem with that because they fought in the comments and yeah.
And also Colossus isn't Batman, so it makes sense that he has to put up a little bit of a fight against Juggernaut.
Oh god, here we go with this Batman shit again.
I'm just
kill me with
saying.
this Batman shit again.
Okay, good. All love Bishop, all love. But yeah, I'm just saying Batman. I mean, I'm just saying if Colossus and Juggernaut, if they teamed up against Batman, Batman would win.
Moving on.
Okay, anything else you want to say about Colossus?
No, we can move on.
So what do you think about this creative choice, killing off Vanessa? I mean, I know she comes back, but for the most of the movie, she's killed off. What'd you think about that?
I just thought it was kind of weird, right? I mean, because they brought her back, which, I was glad that they did, but why did they even kill her off in the first place? I know they get the Deadpool and that didn't quite work, so they got to her. I get that. But
for the story,
it just seemed. Well, yeah, it motivated Deadpool to go into what he had to go into. I get it. I'm not saying it wasn't a good motivator. I'm not saying it didn't help the story. And I was glad that she came back, because I actually liked that character. That, by the way, Vanessa Carlisle, that's copycat. Even though we don't see her use her mutant ability, but that's copycat.
Oh, damn. Does she end up with Wade Wilson in the comics?
They were together for a while, if I remember correctly, way back in the early 90s. She's like Mystique. She could do the same thing that Mystique can, but she could change her body scent to match the character that she's copying, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
right. You were saying that on the last show. That's right. The last Deadpool show. With Wolverine. Yeah, so she can fool Wolverine, basically.
Right. And if I remember correctly, I don't remember if she's alive or dead in the comics. It's been too long. But yeah, her and she at first was pretending to be Domino in X-Force and fooled everybody until Deadpool showed up and caused that whole problem. And she got out of it, and then the real Domino showed up. That's a whole storyline. That was way back in the early 90s. Thank you. Qatar, exactly. Yeah, Qatar knows what I'm talking about. Thank you, Bishop.
And Bishop does too.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is why I have the Marvel guy as my co-host, because me trying to do a Marvel show by myself would not be good. That would not be good.
Well, that'd be like me trying to do a DC show by myself. That would not be good. I'd be like, that's all I'd be saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you'd be saying all sorts of crazy nonsense about how Cable could be Batman, so that would be bad.
No, I'd be saying so. Like, I remember the time when Batman got his back broke by Deathstroke. I'm sorry, not Deathstroke. Bane. When Bane took Batman and broke his back.
Okay, to be fair though,
man, what a great day that was.
Bane got to Batman right after Joker weakened him, and Joker's one of the only people who I'm fine with beating Batman. It was only after Joker weakened him that Bane beat Batman.
And that's because Bane let out all the inmates out of Arkham Asylum, and Batman was fighting around the clock and didn't get no sleep and was having his ass kicked and worn out, and all of a sudden Bane came across in Wayne Manor of all places and caught his ass, and crack, there you went.
Anyway, we're sorry for us getting off topic again, but with Vanessa though, my thoughts on Vanessa in this movie is that it was interesting how they made it work. It's like killing off the love interest. That's the girlfriend. That's not something that many superhero movies do because that's really dark. But yet Deadpool managed to do this and still keep the comedic tone alive. It was very interesting how that worked. Like they did it such a. Yeah. I was surprised. That's why I was surprised, just because it's Deadpool and but they managed to make it work with the tone. Because they brought her back in a post-credit scene, but you didn't know that at the time. We didn't know that was going to happen. So as far as we are concerned, she was dead.
Qatar, there is something that needs to be said about that. Where you just posted, Kane should have been better than Deathstroke. That I've always kind of wondered about that myself. But Deathstroke, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Deathstroke uses 90% of his brain. That's highly intelligent. Okay, Deathstroke is no fool. He is definitely no fool. So I don't know, man. Bane, on the other hand, Bane isn't no idiot either. Bane is highly intelligent, but I kind of partial favorite Deathstroke in a lot of ways because of how highly intelligent he is, you know?
Yeah, I actually prefer Deathstroke too, but I'm sorry, people. I don't want to get too far into this because I know this is a Marvel show and I don't want the Marvel fans to be bored with all the DC stuff. My fault, though. My fault for bringing up how all these people get their asses kicked by Batman. But anyway, I don't think there's too much to say about Vanessa being killed off. I thought it was an interesting choice, but I thought they made work. So now Xavier's brother, who, I actually did catch, they actually do reference that in the movie. Juggernaut. Yep.
And they finally did Juggernaut right. This is the Juggernaut. This is the unstoppable force. You don't want to be in his way when he's running towards you. Get the hell out of the way, man. This is what. And by the way, little side note here back then, Ryan Reynolds does the voice of the Juggernaut.
Really?
Yeah, I found that out. Like, wait, what? Yeah, that's true.
Damn.
Yeah.
Surprised they didn't make any jokes about that.
So, but yeah, Juggernaut was cool in this one, man. This is when I saw Juggernaut in this movie, I was like, I got scared. I was like, oh dear God in heaven, that made me nervous.
Yeah, well, he's a scary guy in this movie, especially the way they build him up, though. I love the way they build him up. He's just the big prisoner that no one wants to mess with, who's kept in the basement. So they build him up with this scary force before you even see him. I love when they do that. And then when you saw him, the payoff is just so perfect in this movie.
Juggernaut definitely is one of those characters, man. If done right, man, he's a force to be reckoned with, dude. And they did him right. They really did. I would have loved to see more of Juggernaut for Deadpool 2. Just a lot more. But I understood why they didn't show up as much as they wanted to, maybe because of budget restraints, whatever, and it's fine. But it was a lot better than what we saw in Edge 3, that's for sure. The Last Stand.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But 5 characters, really?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I knew Juggernaut better. Huh.
Let us know about the other ones. Okay. But what I like Juggernaut, it actually took 3 X-Men to take him down. It took Colossus, took Negasonic, and Yukio. It took 3 to take him down. Unlike Last Stand, where it only took 1 to take him down.
Oh, God, that movie. Oh, yeah.
Not a comparison. No comparison, Bishop. If anyone says that the one in X3 was better, then I know we're supposed to respect all opinions, but if anyone thinks that the Last Stand one was better, they probably need a lot. Oh, okay. I'm going to stop myself there before I get myself canceled. Wait, you actually like the Juggernaut and Deadpool in Last Stand better? Okay. Well, we respect all opinions on this channel.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm not. If Bishop, if you liked it, more power to you, pal. I always say, man, I will never tell you different. If you like that, cool, enjoy it, and I hope you keep supporting it. I will never tell you anything different.
Well said. But still, Juggernaut, badass in this movie. And I love how he's remained loyal to Russell through this entire movie. Because, he could have literally picked Russell up and flattened him into a pancake.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Come back on this one.
Okay, but still, that's still fair enough either way.
I agree with Sin Havoc.
I'm pretty sure a lot of those people phoned it in, including the director and the writer. So, anyway, though, Juggernaut though in this movie, total badass, or total very funny character. I love the way I love how he just rips Deadpool in half and gives Deadpool the baby legs. Juggernaut, though, is he's an awesome character. Juggernaut's awesome. And, again, took 3 X-Men to take him down. So. But, there was one character who I thought in theory could have taken Juggernaut and Cable by herself. I don't know how she couldn't, given her powers. Domino. And I'm just saying Lady Luck in parentheses because, just to clarify who she is. What's really funny about this character, she's a character that only works really in a comedic movie. Because the problem is if you do a serious movie with this character, you run into this issue. Well, how does she not win every fight that she's in? I mean, if her power's being lucky, I'm like, she could probably go up against Thanos herself and come out on top.
Okay, I'm going to get into some heat with this, so I apologize beforehand if I offend anybody when I say this. I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm going to say this very delicately. I'll say the good part first, and I'll say the bad part afterwards.
Okay.
She's a mutant. We all know this. Mutant ability, good luck is not a mutant ability. Good luck is a mystic ability. Okay? Same thing with Long Shot. You don't know what that is back then. Don't worry about it. It's basically the same character. It's an X-Men character. Long Shot has the same ability as Domino does. Mutant ability of good luck. That is not a mutant ability. It's a mystic ability. Great. I like the character. I do. I love Domino. Okay. Now, this is the part where, again, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just going to explain this as delicately and nicely as possible. Domino was race swapped in this movie. In the comics, Domino is a Caucasian woman. In the movie, she's obviously not. Nothing against the actress. She did a fine job. She captured the persona very well. I'm not knocking her as an actress. I'm not knocking her as a human being. But I've gotten to the point in my life where it's like I'm tired of race swapping characters or gender flipping characters. I don't like it. I don't like it done to any character. I don't care if you're Caucasian, Black, Latino, Asian, male, female. I don't like it done to any character. It's bad creativity, bad writing. It's just horrible all the way around. With that being said, I like Domino. I think the actress captured the character very well, because that's exactly how she is in the comics. But again, good luck is not a mutant ability; it's a mystic ability. Rant over.
And that's fair. I mean, again, I don't know her as well, so the race swap didn't bother me for that reason. I mean, if even this was a race swap, I think this was one of the better ones because they didn't make a big deal about it. They just made a cool character who happened to be one of the checkmark boxes. So it didn't really bother. There was like one little line I think she said where the white dude agrees with me or something like that. That was like, other than that though. Oh, is that the? I don't know though. I don't know. I thought the character was funny. I liked her. I just wonder though. If she has good luck as a power, why doesn't she beat everyone? Like, why does she even need a team? She could just literally walk up to Juggernaut and say, "Come get me, bitch," and then Juggernaut will trip over something or whatever.
A side note here for you back then, this will keep you up at night. Domino and Cable were actually a couple at one point in the comics.
I could see the chemistry with them in the movie, so doesn't surprise me.
And more side note for you back then, and also later on in the comics, Domino and Colossus got together.
Hey, I mean, if anyone could, do it with someone like Colossus and not risk getting crushed to death, it's Domino.
Yeah.
Hey, sir, this channel is so going to get taken down. I swear, I'm just saying, Sox, you and I swear, we are a bad combination at certain points, I'm telling you.
Right.
You and I are not.
I know. I don't fit this timeline. I'm not politically correct. I try my best to be politically correct, but I'm Generation X. Generation X people, we are not politically correct. I'm going to shut up now. Continue.
Okay. But anyways, I liked her performance, though. I think the actress gave a good performance, and again, I was fine with this character because, again, it makes sense that she was the only one of X-Force to survive because she's lucky. And I love seeing her luck just come into play all the time. How she just manages to dodge, how the wind didn't kill her from skydiving, and how she just gets right into the truck.
Back then, did you see Brad Pitt in the movie?
The what movie?
Brad Pitt was in this movie. Did you see him?
I forget what Brad Pitt even looks like in real life.
Brad Pitt, you know the actor, right? Brad Pitt, the actor. You know that, right?
Yeah, I forgot what he looks. I just looked him up. I'm just Googling him now. Like I know the name Brad Pitt. I just forgot what he looked like.
Well, you remember the character that got electrocuted on the phone lines, on the electrical lines when he was coming out the airplane with that
Vanisher.
Yeah, Vanisher, exactly. That was Brad Pitt.
Oh no, let's pull up these comics and damn, okay. But That was still a really cool scene, though. Seeing all the characters die except Domino, which again, it makes sense because she's lucky, so she's the one, like... It just, again, doesn't make sense how anyone could ever beat her in a fight.
Wait, Sin Happy, are you saying that Brad Pitt was originally supposed to be Cable?
Oh, damn.
Okay, that would have been a little too... That would have been a little too... Really? Huh.
And Bishop
Holy
is backing
shit,
up.
what? Okay, I did not know that.
Neither did I. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Okay.
But overall, I think a great character. And I don't know. I'll say this is my opinion with race swapping with lesser known characters. I'm fine with it if they're not looking to check off a box. If they just pick an actress and just happens to be a different race character. At least for a character who's normally white, I'm more fine with it because obviously the other way around is just going to get a lot worse. But okay, I gotta kind of be careful with how I navigate this because I don't. You can get away with saying a lot more than I can. So that's the problem with our different generations. You get away with a lot more than I can. So, but point is, in this instance, if they were just looking for a good actress and just happened to be a black woman in this case, it doesn't bother me as much. Because I feel like I do agree. If you're doing it to check off a box, I feel like that's disingenuous to the cause you're fighting for.
Well, how do we know that they weren't trying to check off a box when they did this? When they hired this actress to play Domino, we don't know that.
I mean, that's a fair point. I mean, we don't really know that. I mean, I can't really. That's a fair point. But we won't know that they didn't either. So I'm just saying they didn't like the way it came off how the character was written.
Right. I get it.
But anyway, overall though, I still like this character. Still a great character. And now I have a question about this. Didn't you say that like those two, the actors, Ryan Reynolds and this guy, are not TJ Miller, are not getting along or something?
I learned something interesting about TJ Miller a couple of days ago. I was watching YouTube, and TJ Miller, somebody said something about it. Yeah, him and Ryan Reynolds don't like each other anymore. They had a falling out, and something happened later on after that. TJ Miller did something on an airplane when he got drunk, and he phoned, said somebody was talking about it. He said that the lady or person on the plane had a bomb on the plane, and the FBI had to investigate this whole situation altogether.
Wait, what?
I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it went from bad to worse. Man. TJ Miller, and he kind of like, I think he got blacklisted on Hollywood for just doing some stupid shit like that. I don't know. It seems to me like there's a lot of stuff going on with TJ Miller.
Well, if that's really true, damn, no, that's not okay. That's dangerous. I mean, people could get hurt. People could die just with something like that. Someone could get trampled. I mean, if you're on the plane,
imagine being on the plane. Yeah, right.
Like so. On the plane,
but I don't know if that's legitimate because it's on an outrageous.
Yeah,
hey, in the sky, yeah.
Okay, well, let's be careful because again, given how much I defend Ezra Miller, I don't want to be a hypocrite and kind of ironic. I just said Ezra Miller and now TJ Miller. But anyway, point is,
wait a minute, hold on a second. Wait, hold on a second. TJ Miller, Ezra Miller. What's your last name again back then? Is it Miller?
No, it's Kersey.
I'm kidding.
Like the character from Death Wish. So yeah, if you ever watch Death Wish, I have the same last name as that character. Which, actually, Mikey was even going to use my last name in...
The third one was
I've only seen the first one. But Mikey was actually going to use my last name in my character.
Yeah? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I was like one of the only people not going after my YouTube name. He was actually getting into my real name. I mean, probably smart considering Batman might be kind of copyrighted. I know it's not Batman, but still. You don't want to. But anyways, though, I mean, again, putting this aside, whatever T.J. Miller has done since this movie, he's in this movie for better or for worse. So I like him in this movie. He's another good comedic character in this movie. Really funny. Not in it a lot, but he's in it for the exact amount he needed to be in it. Just enough to kind of provide some comedic relief. And, I mean, just, again, separate the art from the artist. It'll be kind of disappointing to not see him in Deadpool and Wolverine, but I think there'll be enough going on that we won't really miss him too much.
Right.
You know what I wonder, though, Sox? Will Deadpool and Wolverine throw some shade at TJ Miller? Again, with big fourth wall break, they could say something like, "Where's Weasel? Oh, the actor got himself in trouble," or something like that.
Ryan Reynolds, we can never be too sure.
Yeah. But what are your thoughts? Just, again, putting aside anything with TJ Miller, with Weasel in this movie, what are your thoughts with him?
I had no problem. I had no problem with Weasel. He played his part. It was minor. It was like just comic relief to add to Deadpool's already comic relief. I mean, it didn't take anything away from the story or anything. They formed S-Force together.
Yeah.
Even though
exactly.
I do say this, the actor that played Shatterstar in this movie, dude, that ain't Shatterstar. Go away.
Man, do not piss Sox off when it comes to Marvel, man.
That wasn't Shatterstar. He had the look, but I was like, that ain't Shatterstar. You are not from Mojo World. Who are you? You're a pale imitation of the real character.
Sir, every time they say Mojo World, I think of Powerpuff Girls. Every time.
That's Mojo Jojo. How do I know that? How the fuck do I know that?
I mean, I know that because I was that age when that show came out. How you know that? I don't know. Do you have any kids my age that might have watched that show?
I don't know. I have a daughter,
I
don't think she ever watched that goofy. I'm moving on from this goofy Mojo Jojo shit.
Okay. Fair enough. But yeah. Anything else you want to say about Weasel?
No, he can go pop himself. Get it? Pop the Weasel. Never mind.
I get it. Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Yukio. And again, so I'm reading this was the first LGBT relationship in a movie and in a Marvel movie. And you know what I like about this? They just made it a normal relationship. They were just a couple. There was one little joke about Deadpool supposedly insulting them for being gay, but he wasn't. But other than that, they were just a regular couple who happened to be gay. That's how you do diversity. That's how you do representation. Just show a cool couple and they just happen to be of that. But it's not the focus. So
when I saw these two, I didn't feel one time watching these two either in the first one or even in this one where I felt like it was being forced down our throats as a viewer. I never felt uncomfortable watching them because they seem like a regular, normal couple. One is very dark and brooding and just like, blah, I hate the world. The other one is like happy-go-lucky. Everything will be all right. We'll get through it. Let's have a good time and party. And you know what? They're equal to each other in that way. And again, they made me feel uncomfortable watching them. I didn't have to, feel like I was being forced to deal with it. No, it was perfectly decent, perfectly good to me. I even at the part where Teenage Warhead said to Deadpool, "Fuck, you're old." That was cracking me up.
Yeah, I love that too, and I love how Deadpool even just makes fun of like saying like, "Oh, I'm not surprised that you're gay. I'm surprised that you two are together just because of how different they are." But here's the thing, though. I'm just saying with the couples, though, supposedly that's better. Supposedly it's better. Couples like that actually last longer. Couples who are more different from each other.
He called her Ripley. He called her Ripley from Alien 3. He called her Ripley.
Does the actress play Ripley from Alien 3?
If you've seen Alien 3, Sigourney Weaver cut her hair. It looked just like Teenage Warhead, that buzz cut. And that's why he referred to her as Ripley, because it looks just like how Ripley looked in that movie.
Okay. So, but yeah, though I thought those two were great. I love seeing Negasonic again. She's such a great character, really funny, and but you also got to see the two of them kick ass together too. They tag team and took down Juggernaut.
Yeah.
I love power couples like that.
Yeah.
And
writing.
I'm glad that they're in Deadpool and Wolverine, at least at the beginning.
Yeah.
So now moving on to, I guess this is probably my favorite character in the movie. And Blind Al, which again, that's the name of the character. I'm not trying to label someone by their disability. That's literally what the character is named. Very, really funny. I love her. I just love her sass. I love her. Go on, Sox.
Blind Al, I don't know if I saw it. I think I saw it, getting ready for the first or second time. I can't remember which one it was. Where they referred to her. We weren't supposed to know if she was supposed to be Wade's conscience or Wade's prisoner, because you never really know. And I was fine with it because it kept like a little bit of a mystery going on with that character. But she don't tolerate Wade's bullshit for nothing. She tells him exactly what it is, and that's just how it is, and that's it. She don't care.
Well, especially in the last movie, wear a red suit, dumbass. I don't know. Well, maybe in the comics, I'm just saying in this movie they call her Blind Al, who, and again, I'm just laughing. In the teaser, they supposedly can't have cocaine because Feige. Well, actually, the real Kevin Feige says cocaine is allowed. He clarified that from the teaser, but it's probably more funny to just say it's not allowed.
I know I'm going to go into a bit of a. I'm going to say something here that's going to like people are like, okay, Sock is going off on a rant again. It's not so much a rant. Boy. It's more along the line. It's more of what Bob Iger said a couple years ago. Bob Iger did say Deadpool 3 would be rated R. Now, people can sit there and say how much they hate Iger for what he did to Disney. He made his mistakes. He's cleaned up a lot of his mistakes. Deadpool 3 is rated R. He kept his word on that. So you got to give him some credit for some things that he did do right. So I'm just saying that. Rant over.
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, even if someone has absolutely done something wrong, you should still give them credit when they do something right. I mean,
right.
Not to get back to DC, but James Gunn. I hate James Gunn. I despise James Gunn for what he did to the Snyderverse. But one thing I give him credit for is saying that the Arkham games will not continue without Kevin Conroy. And I'm like, thank you. There's no need to continue that storyline without Kevin Conroy. So,
yeah.
But the point is,
I had to agree. Yeah.
And I don't want to get too far into that because this is a Marvel show, but my point is with that is that you want to praise, if you're going to criticize someone, if they do something right, it's good to call that out too, because a broken clock is right twice a day. And yeah, so, but yeah, with Blind Al though, I love her, and I love the way how she's feeling his legs and how happy she is that she can't see Deadpool when he has the baby legs. I just love her reaction through that whole scene.
Unfortunately, Cable had to see it, and Cable was like, "Oh, now I know what a grown man with baby balls or baby legs looks like."
Yeah, did they actually show Deadpool's balls in Deadpool 2? Did you actually see those baby balls? I don't recall actually seeing them.
I don't think so. I don't remember if they did or not. If they did, I'm definitely gonna be looking away because I don't want to see it.
Probably for the best, because I mean, even though Deadpool's an adult, those were like child balls, so I don't know like where that like falls under, morally.
I'm not going there. This show's already gonna get canceled for all the bullshit we do on this show. I'm not going any further with that whole thing what you just said about baby balls.
I'm just saying they made the right call was my main point. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Just don't
Don't
cross
clip
gray
that.
line.
Do not clip baby balls on this show. Thank you.
We're talking about Deadpool 2. Anyone who's seen Deadpool 2 will understand the context of that.
Do not clip baby balls.
Yeah, this channel's getting this stream is so getting taken down after. But anyway, any other thoughts about Blind Al?
No more thoughts about Blind Al or baby balls. We can move on now.
Okay, baby balls. Oh my god, that. Okay. Anyway, it's so funny. I didn't even bother putting this guy in the topic last show because he's just kind of there, but he does a lot more this time. First of all, him being a. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. I don't think our chat's gonna stop talking about this now. So, anyway, you go, Sox. What are your thoughts on this character in the movie?
I like this character, man. He was cracking me up. Was this when he had an old boy in the trunk? And there was in love with the girl that he wanted to be with. He put him in the trunk, and he's going over the potholes. Or was that part one? I can't remember. Anyway, but
That was part one.
This character's cracking me up, man. Yeah, okay. The scene when he's driving the cab, he's got Cable, Domino, and Deadpool in the cab. I was just cracking up, man. And Cable is going back and forth with Deadpool, well, and then Deadpool saying, "Oh, you must be a racist," and Cable's, "I'm not a fucking racist, you retard." I just wound up laughing like what they just say. And I dig that character. He's a simple taxi driver, but guess what? He doesn't have any baby balls.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I wish I didn't bring that up now. Anyways, though, he did kill the main bad guy of the movie. He killed that douchebag headmaster. So
yeah.
Now But yeah, so I mean, again, another comedic character. I love how he's trying to. I love how Weasel ironically, his name's Weasel, but I love how he manipulates him into doing his chores for him, being like, "Oh yeah, a mop is a training tool for a gun." Oh, that's good to know. Next time I'm lecturing about cleaning my apartment, I'll just say that. You're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't clean my apartment because of my Swiffer. That could be a tool to a gun. That could be a stepping stone to using a gun." That's what I'll just say. Next time I don't want to clean my apartment.
Right.
Point is, though, Dolphiner is still an idiot, but still funny. I love him. He's great.
I think our chat friends here are still laughing over baby balls, man. I already got that weird feeling that they have not let that one go yet. Which is
I know, but we are letting that go because this stream has talked about baby balls, race swapping. I mean, this stream has already been controversial as it is. So, anyway, I don't know. Not really a lot to say about him. He's funny and a pussy. He's a pussy. So,
yeah.
Now, post-credit scenes. I will say this. I normally hate the time travel undoes the entire movie cliche. But I think for Deadpool, it works for a franchise like Deadpool. It was funny when he did that. Yeah. And I love how Ryan Reynolds, he actually throws shade at not one, but two of his previous roles.
Yeah. The Green Lantern film,
Green Lantern and
respect to our dear departed friend Mikey Sen, we love you, we miss you. We all know. Well, because we all gotta give respect. Mikey loved Green Lantern. He absolutely loved that movie. So, respect to Mikey. We give you credit for that. But I never seen a Green Lantern film, so I can't sit there and judge it. I've been told that it's a horrible movie by other people. I did see X-Men Origins Wolverine. I was so glad that thing got taken out by Deadpool, by the real Deadpool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because we need to get into that. No, I stand by what I say. But yeah, I love that too, and I love how it's comedic. He's cleaning up the timeline. He's making it so his previous movies never happened, which I love. And I guess there's an extended scene of when he kills Wade, the bad Wade Wilson, the horrible written Wade Wilson. I guess he asks Hugh Jackman to come back for Deadpool 3, and he says yes. I mean, they use archive footage for that. And I didn't think Green Lantern was that bad. I can definitely it definitely got worse with time, but I can see why someone would like that movie. But yeah, I thought the post-credit scenes were funny. Again, it's a bit of a Deus Ex Machina, but overall, I thought they were funny. I thought it was really funny, and it's such a Deadpool thing to do. But thanks to Endgame, we now know that all he did was create new realities. He didn't change the timeline, actually.
Yeah.
But I guess he'll be living in the timeline that was changed, or the new timeline, whatever. So we'll see how that works out. Or maybe different universes have different rules. I don't know. But you know what? I'm not overthinking this. Time travel is confusing enough as it is.
Right.
That's why I give credit for Rick and Morty for avoiding time travel. So.
Wait a minute. That's that cartoon about that old man and that young kid together, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Great show. It's actually a really great show. But
I heard of it, but I've never seen it. Ain't no baby balls in that, is there?
No, there's not.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, sure. Okay. It's okay. We joke around on this channel. That's always welcome on this channel. But so apparently, Sox, there's another extended scene. I saw this on YouTube where how Ryan Reynolds talks about killing baby Hitler earlier?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But yeah, so that scene. I guess it's just funny. So basically, he actually sees baby Hitler and he can't do it. It's because it's a baby.
Right.
I would say the morally gray area, what you need to do is you need to go back in time, kill the people who rejected him from art school. That's the morally sound thing, because that's what happened. I mean, in all seriousness, if Hitler stays in art school, none of this shit ever happens.
Well, if that's the standard, then what's his name? What was the name of that one artist that cut off his left ear and moved to the south of France? Van Gogh? Was it Van Gogh? I can't remember that right now. Anyway, there was a famous artist in the history of France way back in the day that cut off his left ear and moved to the south of France. If he would have stayed in France and never cut off his ear, would he still been as good as the ear was until after or before he cut off his left ear?
I'm just saying that I don't know. I'm just saying that that's what motivated Hitler, because he didn't get into art school, so he took his anger out. That was one of the things on, not great stuff. I don't want to really go too far into that, but Deadpool brought up Hitler, so just. Kids watch Rick and Morty? Yeah, again, but who cares? This show's already controversial enough as it is. I mean, so, but it's still, and it's even a baby.
Why is it every time every time I see that Rick and Morty show, the commercials, and that old man, he looks like Doc Brown from Back to the Future to me.
Maybe a little bit, yeah, but he's a great character.
I mean, he looks just like Doc Brown to me. I mean, every time I see him, I keep wanting to say, dude, where's the DeLorean at? That's why every time I see him, he looks like Doc Brown to me. I don't know why. Must be the hair.
It's the hair. It's definitely the hair. I see what you're talking about. So, I guess, do you have any overall thoughts on the post-credit scenes?
No, not at all.
Okay. Anything we missed? Is there anything we talked about, we didn't talk about that, I'm not even pulling that comment up. Anyway, is there anything else that we talked about that we didn't talk about that you want to bring up?
Let's see. We talked about Cable. We talked about Deadpool. We talked about certain members of the Vets Force. We talked about Russell. We talked about Juggernaut. We talked about Weasel. We talked about Blind Now. We talked about Baby Balls. No, that's about it.
I will say Peter was a funny character too, and I love Deadpool's man crush on Peter. That was funny. But yeah, that's all I say. I think we covered. Oh, Sudden Havoc dropping more bombs.
Sid Havoc, will that include Sebastian Shaw? Oh, I like that. Mr. Sinister. Oh, I like that. Nathaniel Essex, a former professor in Oxford University in the 19th century.
Oh, damn. Can't wait. Again,
Indeed.
I got all this stuff as well. Who am I kidding? But it'll still be fun to see. No, not pulling up those comments anymore. No, this is already. Anyway, Sykes, any final thoughts, and what would you rate this movie as?
I like the movie. I like I said earlier, a lot of people, don't think it's as good as the first one, and I respect everyone's opinion. Everyone has the right to feel what they feel. I like this movie as much as I like the first one. I think because maybe I'm a little bit more biased because my boy Cable's in this movie, and watching Cable beat the snot out of Deadpool has always been a highlight to me because I truly enjoy it. Whenever that happens in the comics, I enjoy it even more so in the movie. But I give it I'm gonna have to say at least a 9. I'll go a 9. Yeah, a 9.
And that's a fair
Damn
score.
it, and the Marauders?
Oh, damn. What's funny though, Sox, I actually liked this movie better than Deadpool 1 the first time I saw it, but then the second time I saw it, I liked it. I mean, here's the thing. I like Deadpool 1 better, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Both were good movies. I like both movies. And just because you like one movie better than the other doesn't make the other bad. That's the problem people have nowadays. It's like, you like this one better. That means the other's bad. No, it doesn't. I just like this one better. One has to be better by default. So I like it. And overall, I'm going to give this movie we'll say an 8. And again, this might be ranked higher than Deadpool 1, but always take my rankings with a grain of salt, my ratings with a grain of salt. So I'll give it an 8. We'll say an 8.692346985 out of 10. Overall, great movie. I like it. And Guitar gives it a 7. Thank you, Bishop. And then we get a 9.
Lindsay get 9.
But overall, let's see. Sin Havoc, if you're here, what do you think? And Bishop, what are your 8.5? And I don't feel like it's a good movie. Overall, it is a great movie, and I'm really oh damn, Sin Havoc's a lot harder on this stuff. I would say we have to get you on a show, Sin Havoc, but then that would reveal who you really are. Wink, wink. So, anyways, coming up on this channel, I guess right now we're both Sox and I are on full Marvel mode. We got 3 more movies coming up to review before Deadpool and Wolverine. And Sunday will be a double header. We will review 2 movies of the Wolverine trilogy, and we'll get a third one hopefully in another time before Deadpool 3 comes out, or Deadpool and Wolverine comes out. So that's the big coming up, because that's all we're focusing on right now, both of us. So, and then after the series, we can promote our other stuff on our channel. So, guys, if Sox, thanks for coming on again. Another great show. And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more unique takes, interesting thoughts, and great banter such as this. And Sox, any final words?
No more baby balls and ta-ta for now.
Have a marvelous day.